smiling.
Can they go on the road? I think they could probably sell out.
Comedy troupe.
Yeah, sell out some arenas.
Kassad trying to justify what his towel dispensers for is.
If that was prop comedy, actually prep for that, I like it.
That was prop comedy.
Ooh.
One expert leaning players' way. No surprise, but we do need them on their A game. And the flashes are good. The counter flash.
Everyone's blind.
You've still got 10 bullets of it, but he does eventually get one across the line. 2 more in the sight, and we converge. Nafany misses his first click. To be cleared was Shiro, and he's already lined up 2, 3 heads, and counting. The round completely hits a standstill, and he's got 3 in front of him. He has got a really cool name, though.
Yeah, Alex, not too bad on the P250, but he's gooshed. He's taken 1, and that'll be it. Done. Inter's up through the backlines is going to take him down, get the little upgrade from the USP into the P250, and away we go. Off to the races here. Players even get back the Julies in the hands of Nafany. So, look, this was the first map that they played yesterday against Party Astronauts, and there was a couple of wobbles in terms of the CT side, and they were in the darkness occasionally. You know, no concerns in single-digit victories, but there are some things that you can identify and maybe Movistar Riders can look to exploit here. Oh, certainly some exploitable gaps. I think that's a really nice way to frame it. Because it wasn't like... Inferno, by nature of it, there will be gaps. There will be a weak point. Can I tell an anecdote here about our friend Davi G? Davi G, yeah, because Heku's only gone and made it more confusing. Yeah, she has really upset the apple cart with that one here this morning. So, look, back in the RMR, when we first had the Movistar Riders with this roster, obviously, Smuyu went out, and then they made the change to go back to the full Spaniard situation. And the 2 coming in with SunPayus and Davi G. And they were all by the lift one day after having food at catering, and I was also on my way out the door, and I saw them, and I was like, yo, hey, boys, Davi, well, first of all, I was like, how do you want your name said, right? And I just checked through all the players. It was pretty easy with Alex and Deaths, and you know that wasn't too many dramas. And he goes, I don't care. He didn't even tell me. He just says, I don't care. And the rest of the team goes, Davi G. So I went, Davi G it is, boys. We got it. No worries. So now Heku's gone in there, and she's asked him, and she's pressured him, and he's come in with, what was it, Davig? Davig or Davigi. He doesn't care. Can you do cooler things casting with Davig or... Davig! The G just really kills me. Yeah. Like, Davi G just sounds like a... Davi G, the G. I was thinking, yeah, like more like old-fashioned football goalkeeper. Like Henry G. Davi G on the ball. Okay, yes, okay. Davi G keeps it out. I like that. I like that. Scorpion kick defense from Davi G. Okay, all right, I'm with it. We're going to stay with Davi G because he said himself he doesn't care. Hobbit's dead. Did he just run through a teammate's Molotov there? It was. Yeah, but I think he was going for... I don't know what he was going for. No. I think... No. You know what? 5v4. Yeah, a great start here on the first gun round for the Movistar Riders. That's a bit of a freebie right here. They just need to avoid this Shiro AWP that's posted up towards the top of Banana. Inter's in trash, Axile over towards the balcony/pit position, and Nafany around the world here with his MP9 in hand. Now, lots of util left over. Shiro has a smoke, Inter's and Axile the same, and well, they're going to have to try and corral them into one of these 2 corridors. If they want to go long, Nafany's MP9 at this range is not going to be great. Actually, up short they come. This one's about to heat up any second. Axile is being swung on. Davigi falls. Could see a trade. Deaths. True to the name for Axile. Into his perhaps short. Nafany uncleared on site. He will be cleared. He should be cleared. And he's been found. His Jimmy's permanently rustled. Inter's gone, and Shiro likely to save. We have ourselves a first for the Movistar Riders. It was just an odd start there, wasn't it? Almost an unforced error there, running through the Molotov, taking so much damage and, well, going down through the smoke. So maybe a miscommunication for players early in this, but really good for the Movistar Riders to get on the board early here. The desk was talking about it. They had the matchup against Godsent yesterday. It did come across the line. The map on Ancient was a little bit curious. We have that as our 3rd if we require it. But big shout out, everybody watching right now. It is, well, it's 2 lovely men's birthdays today. One would be Harry Russell. He's not with us this week at casting, but let him know. Tell him how much you enjoyed his maid dress. And, of course, Rushley 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the 1s, 2s, and 3s. Is he here? He's not like... He's observing today. The audacity to just doing 1, though. Oh, okay. Just doing the first. So we'll get in, you know, he'll do the game, you know, he'll be like, that's a good day at the office. And then he'll go enjoy the lovely 20 degrees that are outside. It is bloody beautiful. I reckon if we get a quickie, not a longie, we could even have an hour on the grass touching ourselves. Wow. Yeah, I mean, that's up for debate. It's available if we're lucky. And I'm sure the players would certainly like themselves a little bit of time in the outside realm. Okay, well, here we go. Back into the rifles. 3 Fami. for the players. And
to pluralize, yeah.
Yeah, it's not the tastiest of morsels here. Shiro with the peek, not going to hit the dome, but has spotted SunPayus over towards the chicken pit position. Starting 3 players over towards A, and that's good information to know that the orb, well, it was towards top mid, but slow as you like, just going for the default crawl, trying to hold on to a lot of utility are the riders. You know, they're not expending a lot to get this banana control, and this is one of the things you can do against players if they're not going aggro B, right? They do play in the darkness a little bit.
They flash the peek. Doesn't force a smoke out immediately. Actually, I'll tell a lie. There you go. 4 retake util drawn out. And here's the response. They throw the Molotov to keep Hobbit from taking the information off the back of it. Now, there will be a timer on that. There is a smoke, and Hobbit could re-advance, but the unknown is there, and a flashbang likely to signify if they do go for it.
Oh, Nafany's playing side-side now. He can redo the exact same utility from where he's jumping up, but mid-pressure as Inters is actually left long, so this is good.
Something we saw from the Astronauts was they had the gap, they just didn't have the pace. It seems like the Movistar Riders have got the pace as well. There's still 45 seconds here, and
they're going through.
Across the smoke.
A's lost,
S has opened up the A site. Shiro, though, with his AWP, he's having a bit of a mare. He's taken down one, jumped on, misses the chance, and now the site lost again. So just through, keeping it simple, really. Bit of a flowchart for a standard take towards the A site. Deny info banana, keep the feet planted, and you've got to thank deaths.
Yeah, I think when you play the way that players do, I've been very critical of this style of CT Inferno in the past, of not retaining any mid control or any banana control, just because of how easily the Ts can force rotations. NIP, maybe about 2 years ago now, back when Twist was on the roster, right? They had, and Nork was on the team too. Right. They had a similar approach, right, to the map, and they didn't have any like CT aggressive maneuvers. They didn't retake top mid control. They just sat and hoped that their individuals would get multi-kills. That's what this comes down to. Multi-kills from individuals if you're going to play like this.
And I'll bet that this has, this style of play works against probably less than top 20 opponents more often than not. You know, like as in, you're not always going to get your punished for giving away that much control and space if your individuals can hang with the people they're playing against.
Yeah, that's why when like you see a massive Axel round where he smokes and he plays on the bike and he gets 3 kills coming up short, okay, well, job done here. But if they isolate the fights and they trade 1 for 1, they're going to be in, and we know how prevalent saving is on a map like this. Very, very important kill from Des there before Shiro could really get going. And a timeout called early. Groove in the background there calling this one. You can see the talking he's doing, maybe praying to the Lord that he can get his message across. Also a note that they have Inters, the supportive element of the team, sitting in the middle, right? You see some teams put the in-game leader in the middle, some teams like to put the AWPer in the middle because they rotate around. Curiously enough, players have put Inters in the central role here. So allowing him to see the majority of screens from his position. And maybe you don't understand why that's important. Maybe you've only joined us during the online era, but to be able to see your teammates' screens, it actually allows a lot, right? If you're playing a position where you're holding a flash or you're waiting for teammate information, I could, for example, I'm sitting right next to Alex now, and I could look at his screen, right, knowing that I'm in a safe spot ready to release a nade, and instead of waiting for him to say it and then for me to react, I can just react off of what is directly on his screen. So you can do a lot with that type of information here.
And Groove has been involved in this game since 2003, years active as a player. So he's been around the block. And then some. See what the call is with those rifles. You can see a good smattering of USPs alongside for the Rider FAMAS and the M4.
This is a must convert for the Riders now, right? The Movistar Riders must convert around like this. You have a huge leg up. You only have to avoid the FAMAS and that silenced M4, and both of which are currently over towards A. So this is perfect. The only issue they have to worry about is the Shiro flash, and it would need to be God tier to cause any impact in this type of situation.
Yeah, and to see their spacing. This is where the spacing gets tested. Flash, push, not much to report. Shiro and Axel fine, and he's actually stabbing him. Axel gets the AK-47. Alex was completely bamboozled.
This is interesting now, 3-on-3.
Yeah, well,
very interesting.
Especially with a third rifle in the mix, a knife kill in the mix.
They got a molly, they could molly new box or
don't
emo.
Have a kit.
There's a flash here as well. There's a real chance.
They're piecing it together. Inters is arriving with that aforementioned incendiary. If he goes down to Pius here, bang, problem solved.
Cancel my excitement. I think that's been handled.
How crazy is it that this game is so bloody cool that a 3v3 suddenly felt very playable for the players, and one peak completely wrestles that out of contention. So that was going to be a third. They will save 2 rifles again. Axal and Shiro combining to at least be threatening on their 2-rifle round. But as you said, a must-win. They keep 3 alive. Death is still on that Galil. So he's definitely farming up a nice bank. $7,000 dues in his bank account as it stands.
Yeah, this next one is where we're really going to see them tested here. Shiro's all back out. They're able to all get the full investments and the full sets of util as well. Axal, very cheeky. He didn't even get that first kill, but he'll be more than happy with the second here. Just back on through the smoke. Caught Alex. These pants around his legs. And away we go. All right, well, is it going to be more of this banana control gifted early from players? They've started with 3 players top banana. Nafany yet to find a kill. This would be a great time to do so. Flash forward smoke, obscuring. Wait, Nafany, he's behind you. He's behind you. Nafany! Oh, mopoz!
Absolutely bags him. Now, the fact that he's gone down, fine. You know what? Mission accomplished. He's managed to catch 1 on the banana split, and it will keep it 4-4. They've got 3 leaning A as it currently stands. They don't know it, but it certainly would be appealing if they could deny mid-info and just execute B.
They put so much faith in Axal, right? You see more often than not him solo anchoring over towards apartments and short, right? They have Inters floating, Shiro's also floating. It makes sense considering the 4-on-4 and Hobbit so passive over towards the B bomb site right now, but they're not going to be able to respond quick enough if an execute was to come in. There's currently no info on banana, right? Top mid, Smokes is just fading now, so Inters actually has another one just been thrown on down.
That would be sick, but I think as it stands, Inters will have info in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nothing there. Nothing there. And Shiro's on his way quickly. The smoke on banana might buy time for the rotate.
Hobbit's playing coffins as well. So if they get in and Hobbit doesn't find any traction, do they just want to consider a save? Inters is coming over too. The lion's share of the forces will be here to defend against this. A good shot for the players now.
Yeah, they've got it in time. Inters plans to push through. It's actually Hobbit, stands to deliver. Oh, and he takes 2 issues for the Riders with 20 HP, or rather 20 seconds through the smoke. Another goes down. SunPayus on the retreat, and that's gone too. Well handled by the players. An AK upgrade for good measure, but that was, it looked like Movistar Riders had everything they needed.
Yeah, I think it was actually a CT smoke as well, dropped over towards the arch side to try and stop them going long, right? Not allowing them to pressure that side of the map. So using their utility to block off a key little corridor right there. But handled here, and this is how it started. A little bit awkward for Nafany, but they're able to get this one back, and big double kill from Hobbit, a necessary double kill. And they close things down, and Shiro will get up to his 8th frag. So still enough money for a buy again, but we are tied up 3-3. Bit more pep in the step here. Flashes over top mid, and ooh. Fortunate there for Inters. SunPayus was blind, unable to take that line.
Quick flashes up for banana control. Now, if you were wondering where they're going, Hobbit and Nafany, and you are divided B defenders. Axal a little aggressive, doesn't have the support of Shiro here, so likely going to just keep a lid on it. Shiro anticipating util towards short position. And they have themselves a walk up top mid. It does feel like a commitment here.
So they continue to smoke off this long side, right? That's a CT smoke again. Just making sure that they get forced up through porch. They're really trying to feed them to Axal.
Right, exactly. Axal's going to drop his incendiary now. And another. Is that no T smoke, or rather T Molotov smoke? There's a gap on that. They're going to commit to this. And here we go. Axal down. Davy contributing heavily, and it's getting messy on the site. mopoz is in. mopoz is planting. Hobbit and Inters have made it a whole lot more interesting for the CTs, but this is doable. SunPayus to post up to clean. Will he go for the deep sweep? This could benefit him so much. Deepest of sweeps. I heard a dink. Ouch. Holds his nerve now for the wide swing. Can't miss. Does miss. This is a problem. mopoz up against 3. Bombs planted for him. Good first frag, contributes, gets away, and bangs another head now into the 1v1. Nafany yet to frag, and continues to do so. It's mopoz who mops the floor with players, 4 in total. Magnificent performance from him. He lost everyone and takes them with him.
Beautiful round right there. Beautiful round. Great stuff to put the Riders up to 4 to contain this bit of a lead that they're building right now. That pit position, you can see how powerful it is. The AK-47 just blistering hot with the shots. It's the second one here that I think was the most impressive. It felt like it was a bit of the fadeaway, right? He just bops his head up on top of the bike, and well, the third, it's a one-on-one. Time starting to become an issue, and Nafany goes on down. Oof, close.
You know, Nafany, as Trace observed, was looking like he's kind of, you know, just warming into the day, getting ready for it, looking a bit kind of frustrated before a single round had been played. And I imagine that a slow start is only going to work in mopoz and Movistar Riders' favor. Now he's lost the clutch, he's lost a couple of duels he probably doesn't feel like he should have. mopoz, on the other hand, as you can see on screen, feeling a very good vibration. Testament to my statement. 2 out of 4 timeouts now used, and we are in the very early stages of Inferno.
Yeah, this is players actually getting put through their paces here. So, oh, all right. Well, we've had back-to-back timeouts called, actually. I think one of them could have come from, because we're back into the music, we're back into it on the screen right here. So it could have actually gone a Movistar Riders timeout, now into a player's timeout, and they used one a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
So 3 timeouts in the first 7 rounds of play. But both teams have what resembles a bye. The biggest omissions are the 5-7 in the hands of Nafany, the MP9 in the hands of Inters. There's Khalil's on the other side.
Doing a lot of the talking there. Tends to be the pillar of this team. Everyone can lean on him when they feel like they need the support, and I think he's probably going to be starting to activate right about now.
They don't have an AWP on Shiro here to try and take some space with, so they're going to have to do it with the bodies, and Inters is going to be starting over towards site this round. Probably more conducive with the weapon he actually has. Now, trying to enable Hobbit, boosted up, having a look, and oh, just misses the little step there. Needs to do a bit more training on the circus of the acrobatics.
Hobbit is such a threat. His crosshair's always in the right place with those smoke spams.
Nafany.
He has been left on his own. Could chip damage from the nade, but that's not going to deter. And if anything, Hobbit getting ready to lose Nafany, pulls away to drop an additional util set. I think he's actually just dropped a smoke for Nafany, so they rotate off.
They're really gambling on A here. They're hoping that Hobbit has done enough by showing that M4 that it might thrust them to check out what's going on over towards A, but A is very passive, right? And Movistar Riders, if they do get top mid control and they continue to get blocked and keep getting forced to go short, this is exactly what players want, but you can avoid this just by heading towards B, right? It's Nafany's 5-7. It's the only thing you have to deal with here. Time's starting to tick down, 50 seconds.
I think David G's going to sell it. You know, like this is enough for util. A step, he didn't quite commit. I thought there would be more from him, but yeah, they're walking into the right bomb site right now. That's the only smoke. Will they just go through it? They've got time to wait it out, but that is also time for Shiro to rotate through.
He's coming back, but I don't know what they can do here, Alex. Like, he's only got the M4. They have to get multi-kills between Nafany and Shiro on the way in, or it'll be another save.
Okay, well, flashed, smoked, swung.
Oh, that is a multi-kill of some kind.
Yeah, they put a bullet into each other. Emo's still not cleared, and again, this looks like it could work out.
There's a problem.
4 players, do you want to save? Do you want to go? They're going to walk on in. Shiro needs to die now. 10 seconds. Nafany can disrupt.
Oh, flash by a teammate. Flash by a teammate.
Gets it down. Death to try and close the round, but Shiro's there as well. Only SunPayus. It's a 1v4, and I think he's accepted his fate here.
Oh, Axel might close the door. Look at this. He's already pushed down mid. There's no way out.
Oh, the quick switch. Nice. Gets that. Heading back to the site, I suppose, just to stop the hunt and hold on to his AWP. But yeah, I mean, that's twice now. It looked like players were about to lose a disadvantaged B site, and they just about get the pieces back over to the right time for the right timing.
Yeah, I guess if you can't get a multi-kill yourself, a TK is going to do exactly that, right? So unfortunate there with the placed bullets from the Movistar Riders.
Here we go. We get to see how it went down. It was the unpredicted jump. David G tries to finish him off before the smoke blooms. It was rushed. Nafany, though, I mean, you got to give him some credit for the solo B play into managing to transition back to Emo, biding his time, knowing clock was the priority, and getting that bomb loose, or at least the planter out of the equation.
Now, a couple of issues here for both teams is where the loss bonus is at, because we have had a bit of back and forth rounds here. Nobody's been able to establish a big loss bonus streak, which is good because, well, the rounds are level, but this could be the turning point in the game right here. You can see the saved AWP alongside some upgraded pistols, and poor mopoz headed down to 10 HP to kick this one off. So
bit of a win. You know, you got Axel to use his smoke. You showed presence apps. I'm trying to find some silver linings for this unarmored sidearm.
I guess the silver lining is it is just Hobbit on B.
True.
So there's
impossible.
they jumped past, and I think Hobbit got wind of this. They didn't scale quickly off of it. He was able to get the smoke down, and that's going to send them straight on back. So unknowing what's on the other side, playing this one safe, and they continue to bait out utility and allow SunPayus to work the AWP. So if he's smoked off, that's really not conducive for an AWP by any means.
Shiro's on his way, but there's more to this play. 45 seconds as 3 of them gather up top mid. Then they do, as you said, want SunPayus to just work his magic. We're pulling all the util out. That was the last smoke from players.
And Nafny still has this Molotov, right? And one of the bigger issues is going to start to become if they don't commit, going down after time. I saw Big punish Naf yesterday with that, right? They were giving a lot of space to the Liquid players, so you really still have to worry about that, right? It is a late game. The T side, you are urged to go for these rounds by virtue of not getting lost bonus if you die after time.
When you've only got pistols and peanuts, you do have to go now. There they go. Crab Walker's been rustled, and Hobbit.
Oh, TK again.
10 HP, but he will go down eventually. SunPayus did put one into Alex's skull. The plant is great. The AWP recovered. Death should have Nafny if he arrives, but 3 from CT. He can't contribute from his current position. mopoz has got 10 HP. He needs to live. Time ticking. You can hear they start to piece together this retake. They used a lot of their nades. It will just have to be the bullets. I like this. That's a nice angle. Requires quick reactions. Nafny's crawling. Will Deaths have assumed it's not coming? Deaths is going to have assumed it's not coming. Oh, and that's the end of the AWP. Surely the end of the round. Yep, just like that. Clean as anything. I was worried about the kit. Okay, Axel has one. Yeah, everything's fine.
We spoke about it last second, but so late. So late. I guess one of the positives with the way that players did it, everybody stayed alive in part of that retake, but that got very sketchy. I'm sitting there holding my breath for a second, wondering, like, how are they considered? Like, are they going for this? Is this really not happening? And it comes on through just, but they're keeping everybody on the edge of their seats right now. And this is going to be the second timeout called for Movistar Riders now.
It's Brazilian, wasn't it, in that respect? There's like watching Nafny arrive, like as they've gone from CT, walking all the way to coffins. He then takes the fight. Death's obviously very distracted at that time. They just about get that kill and then work out who had the kit. So it's their turn now. You can see the Spaniards have the coach on the mic.
Another Blade.
Another Blade. Blade on the coaching role seems to be a name they prefer. And they were all got matching keyboards. And is that a hand warmer? I know mopoz brings his own, yeah. What a geek. He actually travels with his own little personal hand warmer.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Well, he's going to get the consistency there.
No, he's actually got it tuned to Spanish sun.
Ah, all right.
Like, it's like he's on a Barcelona balcony right now.
It's like a 29-degree day.
Catalonian sun, I should say, yeah.
All right. Well, that's exciting. Now, they have taken a timeout. Let's see what this nets the Riders. Pade's had his chance to chip on in.
Look at that. Nafny is unhappy with his current standings. He's only got 2 frags, and he'd like some more, please, sir.
Bit of a one-way just under the cusp of this smoke here. So if you are the Riders, don't peek until that has subsided.
I think players might be the biggest candidate for throwing smokes that look the same but have a gap.
Yeah, Hobbit does a lot towards top banana, doesn't he? He's a bit of a cheeky boy with that one right there. Just taking advantage of the expectation.
And this setup, I mean, this is it. This is like if you sat around in a server for a couple of minutes with your friends and tried to geek out how to hold banana, this is probably where you'd end up. If you can throw it deep smoke banana and set up, they have to retake it. There's your second smoke, implying 2 players reside.
That was very well timed as well. So look at this, it's just under the 1 minute mark. This will leave them with about 40 seconds. And Nafny still has a molly in this position. Oh dear.
The pop flash worked, but mopoz just gets drive-byed by a blind Nafny.
Oh, and a free smoke for him too. Yeah, banana's locked. Get out. There's no way in B now. They'll be going through with about, what, 25 seconds? And as I mentioned, there was still a Molotov on Nafny. So this might even end up just being a save round for the Riders here.
By virtue of the util.
Yeah, it doesn't feel great. It feels like a difficult round to go for. There's no entries. There's no space. You're running out of time. Here comes the flash. There's that molly.
It's the right call. It's the right call. You just have to go. You just have to go to the B site. And here comes Hobbit and Shiro galloping through spawn. The cavalry has been called. And 15, 13, 12, all of these resources into a hasty throw together take 8 seconds. Someone needs to start planting. 5, it's Deaths. Punching in the numbers with a second to spare, but Hobbit here to ruin their day, and they don't even get it down in time. Oh, catastrophic. Oof. And $700 dues in Death's account. Davy G at least saves the AWP, but Deaths went down after time.
That was very well well played on the utility there. Just primarily the utility. The fact that they were able to have the half-wall boost with Nafany close, and that meant they could limp out the utility later, was perfect, right? They actually had some map control here, players, right? They weren't in the dark. This one is the one you're talking about as to why Poor Deaths only ends up with $700. And, well, this AWP is going to be with Davy G for this one.
Oh, you need a hero round, don't you?
Yeah, and this is very difficult. It's very difficult to get back into this. It's 2,900 into the next as far as the loss bonus is concerned, so they should be able to buy. But Davy G saved the AWP, so for him, he'll only have 2,900, and Deaths is going to be a little bit light on as well, right? Be able to get the Galil. It shouldn't be too many qualms. But it's not going to be a perfect buy, right? It's not going to be, all right, boys, we got all the AK. SunPayus has his AWP. It's just going to be, oh, this sucks a bit. But wait, I'll bet.
He was looking the wrong way for a second. You got excited.
Well, he holds that molly and he throws it quite deep, right? So that molly, he doesn't like bounce it off the wall because I think he's worried about getting scaled past. So he throws it as quite a passive molly. But Shiro, you're about to be in a bit of trouble, my friend. One and done.
They'd love that AWP. I mean, it's a whole lot better than
well, the two-side, the double T-side AWP. You've
never seen it, man.
It's a classic.
Yeah, in a way. Oh, and Malako Hobbit. 9 HP, the Tech 9 dink on the fade. He did click first. But yeah, no, this one should just peter out into nothingness. You can see Axal is in his favorite spot. We can see the beautiful management of the angles there as he can just poke his head up intermittently for information. I don't really fancy their chances. Maybe Mr. Pius is their only way in if they do go.
Well, the desk was talking about him yesterday, you know, the fact that he didn't have the best of games, they still get across the line. If he could have a big SunPayus pop-off performance, I've seen it before, I think he's a good AWP player.
Yeah, 15 seconds. You have to hit it now, Pius, and now you've got to hit that no-scope. You've got to hit it here. Enters, no-scope, oh, okay.
And another TK! They've had 3.5. Get it down. It's a one-on-one, still doable.
God damn it, this is all to play for now. Davy G needs this to go. Alex is where you can't have killed your hero AWP and gone -1. Alex can pull this across the line. Oh, he was thinking about it. Second guessing it now, heard the jump up. Oh, at the elevated angle, Nafany. Far too prepared, far too wise. And Movistar Riders, I think that one might call a timeout just because of how close you came.
Oh, just the way that players play these rounds, it's so agonizing, right? Because they're pulling teeth. They're really just drawing everything out. And the Riders are doing the same here. This TK, yeah, you're right, -1. I didn't even realize what the scores on the doors were. The fact they've had 3 team kills already within this game, that is mental.
Yeah, and I hate calling players out, but when you realize someone's having a bad game, you know, 0-10 is a bad game at the moment in 10 rounds. But then you kill the hero AWP in the 10-second flustered finish.
But you saved, by the way. You saved it, he got it back, and you took him out.
Oh.
So, a double agent, I think, in that round right there.
Definitely a bit of a double agent.
Here you go, SunPayus, I got you your favorite gun.
And there it goes.
Oh, dear, okay.
Double tap to the back of the head. All right. Well, this is definitely quite a lovely adventure.
It's delivering some form of entertainment, that's for sure. It's different.
Yeah.
We do like it different.
Got to keep it interesting.
Mopoz, banana entries, been all right at these.
People are clever in the chat. It's Dav -1G.
Wow. We got the comedians here.
Yeah, fair play.
All right, well, that deep banana smoke is going to thrust them forward towards A. They're going to have to take a bit of space, quick as you'd like. Halfway up long, that smoke will divide Shiro's line of sight. Nafany has to worry about arch side now. They'll start taking 3 players in, and, well, they've actually battened down the hatches here. This is going to be perfect. Inters is even lining up a one-way smoke inside of A site if they do try and come up short.
Yeah, look at this. Oh, they've got some geeky setups, and it is so much fun to watch when they pay off. You know, you just see a 5-man, 5 blue on 5 brown.
Are they going to fake A? Where's the bomb going?
I don't think they knew. I think Davy G was there just to provide some util.
Well, he's got the only smoke right here, so they're going to have to smoke Moto and go. And they're going to go into the stack with 15 seconds. These late plays are not going well.
And Nafany reveals himself. All that space, all that time. Now they rush in, and just like that, they're rushed out. Just as we discussed and prophesized, no less. The pace, I think, from the Spaniards is almost giving them enough rope to hang themselves. This is what players in the opposite way. You know, you talked about how they can be exploited with all the space they give you. Sometimes it's just too much space.
Yeah, because the Riders aren't taking any risks, right? They're not pushing any territory early because they're worrying about being punished. But these crossfires are so passive, and it looks great when there's 15 seconds left on the clock, and if you don't trade 1-for-1, you lose the round. But early, they could put a bit more pressure. We can see where the gaps are early for players. Unfortunately, no X-ray for the Movistar Riders here to do the same. But it's getting rough out there now. This started tied up 4-4 at one point in the game, and now it's been the last, 5 rounds in a row, consecutive fashion here. 2 of them have been timeout, 3 of them have been by virtue of defuse, and it's another hobbled buy for Riders. It's just never been good as far as the buy department goes. Galil, Orb, couple of upgraded
cannon.
pistols. Hobbit's got another one through the smoke. Poor mopoz is down.
He had no armor. He had no armor with that Galil, and it does just mean that you're counting on a T-side double opener, essentially, with the AWP. It's a lot on the precious shoulders of SunPayus. David for info. Shiro, a passive line. He's far too well drilled. I get the information safely and play in for the retake.
Yeah, he's ready for the swing, right? So they just let Axel and Inters know they can both play tucked away. That smoke's going to help things be defensive. And SunPayus actually pivots back through short. So they know that there's one past, and they're well aware of that. There's no banana push from either Nafany or Hobbit. They're actually just rotating over. This gets interesting now.
It does. Inters has got the orb bullet. Axel swings out, catches Des on the clear. That is quite the shot out of Alex. First Eagle bullet into the head. Shiro's got him locked. SunPayus fights his way out. Little bit of a jailbreak from the AWPer here. SunPayus catches bullets. Hobbit reveals he's into it. And Nafany up mid brackets.
They have the nade here. This nade could be well placed onto SunPayus. It could actually take him out over towards the bike position. There it is, but 7 points of health remain. SunPayus so lucky to stay alive.
It's all he needs if he can just not go down to Nafany on the hold. A necessary 5th round is just half a bombs tick away. They are playing it safe. Taste of their own medicine here, players. As you know, the side is occupied, but you can't find a thing. A peep. A frag. SunPayus a 3rd, and that's why you trust him to pull those frags out. The desk said they had to see SunPayus at the top of the scoreboard and show up today, and he has in a very big way.
Yeah, massive round. Oh. And as you mentioned, the 5th, Hobbit's going to do a bit of residual damage there. The money's still a little bit scattered, but at least it will be a much better buy coming up from the Riders, and they got it done with very little. So that's a great round to manufacture there. But the passive nature of both of these teams is coming back to bite them in the ass. This is how the round started, and players end up losing this round. That's where a little bit quizzical, a little bit of a question mark situation going on there.
Good round, really good round from SunPayus. Good reads and the necessary frags, but that just gives us a chance for a very competitive half. If you want to really lay down the law, if you want to capture the attention of everyone watching the scoreboard, HLTV, yeah, that's a big find. 7 would be quite the half. Hobbit this time, the fact that he's the opening death as opposed to the provider of the opening kill could change things, and the House of Cards could tumble. Already smoke onto Nafany's solo B side.
Yeah, this could get very interesting now, and the money's going to be reset for players here, so the other 3 might just save. They're looking like they want to brute force their way in. mopoz and Alex are up close and personal. Davy G and SunPayus not too far up behind.
It's been a long time since this boost was Vogue, and Nafany demonstrates why. Catches the tip of the head. He is so low, though.
He's open.
6 feet lower.
Round should be done. It should be a save from players, right? There's no way that they can justify going for this where their money's at. In the next round to play, only going to be 1900. It's the final round of the half coming up next. You still have bucket loads of utility left over. This has been quite an excruciating half to watch, right? It has for both teams. Felt like getting blood from a stone in certain scenarios, but looking to keep 4 players alive here. And as we do sit back and chill for the next 40 seconds, Alex, pick a number between 1 and 150. 130, sorry.
118. 118.
Page
118.
Page 118.
That was the number you had to call in the UK before the internet. Like if you wanted to ask, what time is the movie showing in the local theatre? And they were the yellow pages after the yellow pages.
Okay, well, we are on page 118 of the Big Book of Random Facts by Bill O'Neill. Interesting Trivia and Funny Facts Volume 2.
All right, I'm going to hydrate while you tell me.
Okay, let's pick one of these facts here. Let's go with... we'll go with one close to home. Fact number 883. The first episode of Steve Irwin's nature television show, The Crocodile Hunter, consisted of crocodile trapping video footage shot during his honeymoon with Terry Raines.
He trapped crocodiles on his honeymoon?
Yeah, well, he's that type of guy. Or he was that type of guy.
And I think he's probably I imagine his whole family were quite
Oh yeah, they're still keeping it up now. There's like a zoo down there and everything. They're doing it all the time.
His son is like kind of the embodiment of him in a way. That's nice. Rest in peace, Steve Irwin.
Okay, well, let's see. How many rounds can the Riders get? Look how aggressive Axel is right here. He's straight down the guts. Banana, RG Barge top again. And, well, they've traded out 1 for 1. mopoz has grabbed another one back here, ready for the push. This is looking good now for the Riders.
Nafany's done a lot to silence them. This is a big commit. If Alex can get away, he's only got the one-on-one. Shiro, though, ready for the swing. The smoke and the commit. They have to not be deterred by Shiro's presence, but I fear the smoke and the shot have done enough. No, Molly and Nade. Clears out Paul. He was going for the hero. No scope. That's audacious from Shiro. We can't believe he's... Yeah, sticking around a little too much there. But Inters will rotate through. He's opted for Banana.
So much utility here, but he has to isolate both these fights. He at least has 40 seconds to do with, right? He could smoke coffins and he could molly towards New Box or towards Emo if he wanted, right? I'm sure he knows lineups for all of that, a flash to go. But by doing that, he gives away his position with utility. So right now, it has the element of surprise, but there's only 2 corridors to worry about.
Yeah, and I imagine at some point a jiggle out of Pius or even Deaths is going to be the one to take first contact. The molly reveals the trajectory. We know where he is. And it looks like a 7. Very competitive half here. As SunPayus confirms it, 8-7. You can hear what that means to them. They know they are within touching distance of being very competitive in this series. This is the top dog of the group. This is players up against the Movistar Riders, and we'll see how they clash in our second half in just a minute's time.
Hey Future Pros, on Inferno today, and I thought I'd show you how to throw the classic one-way to help you sneak out of the A apartments and maybe find a kill or 2. To throw the smoke, get...
We're rocking and rolling with our second half of Inferno. It's been a competitive half. It's had its ups and downs for both squads. You've got players taking to the T side now. We go to the defense to see how Movistar Riders can fare. We start with pistols and a lot of nades and fanfare for both teams. In fact, just counting a meager 6 Kevlar vests across 10 players today, Chad.
Okay, well, let's see what they can do with these nades. We do have 2 smokes and a molly over there for Inters and Nafany. Is he going to get given a little flashbang there, old Inters? And on the other side, a HE for Deaths, a couple of flashbangs and a kit for mopoz, and a smoke and a flash for Davy. So they have to have a bit of a plan here. Are they trying to block? Are they trying to get aggressive? And right now, a bit of a standard setup. That flash right there in the hands of mopoz is going to enable a Banana re-aggress. The 1x odds are still favoring the players here, Alex. And to be honest, it's not looking great for them, all things considered. A execute would be perfect, though, wouldn't it?
They are going to absolutely cream cracker Deaths and Davy. The double Ds of the Movistar Riders about to get a rude shock. Oh, woof. Davy, quite a contribution, puts him up to 0. Hard to track. Look at the movement of Hobbit, and still doesn't stop Deaths from taking the double. They have not been cooked at all. 2 left. Mission accomplished. The double Ds do it all. That's it. Just the 2 of them. And the rough translation is nice.
Happy with that one, aren't they? Yeah, and it was a great round from the 2 of them. And I liked it as part of the scissor, paper, rock that is utility and Counter-Strike here. Davy had them all. Not only did he have the scissor, he had the paper, he had the rock, right? He was ready there, he had a HE, he had a flash, and he also had that smoke. So when the molly came in, he didn't care. And that meant they were glued on him, worrying about him picking left or right of the smoke or on the bike, and deaths could strike. So perfect stuff. 8-8 and eco from players now. And Yanko, he said at the start of the day, he thinks Liquid are going to top the group. Well, if players lose this, maybe they will.
Maybe. If Pro League groups are anything to go by, it's not going to be players who top the group.
We could even talk a little bit about Liquid, right? Because I was watching them yesterday, and normally when Shox is pulling out the secondary AWP, at least in past teams, I get a little bit concerned. But I feel like it makes sense in Liquid, right? I don't mind him doing it in Liquid. We have OC as the primary AWP, but Shox is going to be this player as part of the team to plug the gaps, be that experience. And if bringing out the AWP and getting a couple of key kills against Big on a map like Dust 2 is the way to do it, I was like, actually, you know what? You do you, Shox. Yeah. Like, you do what you got to do in this, because the dynamic of this team, it's still coming together.
And it's not like he can't do everything, Shox. I mean, he's done
it all.
Done it all. And then some. Committing into them. Alex and mopoz's turn. Alex and... Hey, gets enough bullets across the line. Is run down, but mopoz is here to mop. Oh.
He didn't have any head armor there.
Yeah, he
just instant died. If Inters can plant, just get that bomb down and punch the digits. I think he might get away with it here. This is huge. That is massive.
A full eco bomb plant. Okay. And 2 kills.
That's a win.
Yeah, if anything, players, they won't have a 9th inscribed to their name, but they've made it a whole lot more costly and a whole lot more profitable.
Yeah, okay, so a bit of extra cash to splash here. So now instead of having, you know, just over that 4K, 4.5K mark, they're going to have the 5 and 5.5K mark. So this is great as far as the buy goes. A couple more key pieces of utility. They're not going to have to worry about the buy whatsoever, and they can go straight into a full-fledged gun round. So great stuff to get that bomb down, and all it was Glocks, a little bit of patience, and a flash and go. Good stuff from players. Let's see, can they bounce back and keep this one tied up at 9-9? Rifles will be out for everybody on the Riders as well. 3 M4s of the Silence variety, the M4A4 for mopoz, and a FAMAS for Davy G.
Oh, Nafany does have to extinguish for survival. No follow-up nades as of yet. A 3-2 split. mopoz positioning himself for the retake util. Oh, they're changing their mind, so he gets to keep it and boost Alex up instead.
Okay, so this is very, very passive, right? They're kind of hoping that they go up against an execute here. You can see that they're expecting a potential early B pop coming out. And as Nafany and Axel work their way up Banana, Shiro comes too. We saw this from Inters and Hobbit in second mid yesterday as well. They have this crossfire with Hobbit playing forward of bench. They have Inters traditionally playing under the balcony position. And this is just so they can make sure if there's any windows, halls, or mid pushes, the two of them can contain and help sell a bit of a mid fake like this.
Kind of cool. Simple, but effective. No one's moved, though. And I suppose the deviation from that is you send Shiro to pick up the bomb and actually walk with A.
Hobbit got up mid literally on his own.
Yeah.
Like, he threw all the utility, he's up mid, and now they can start pressuring SunPayus here. They can leave Nafany Park top Banana to listen for rotations, and now they just need to look for a kill, and they might get one.
SunPayus is going for an avant-garde maneuver. On the fade, he's going to try and disrupt them. This is all or nothing. All or nothing. Hobbit gone. He's got nothing. SunPayus, well played. He's rumbled their plans, foiled completely. Now they have to throw what little remains into the A site. SunPayus tucked in. No AWP in play. Davaji from the balk. Drops his util, makes it clear where he was.
15 seconds save.
This is a game.
It has
it's
to
the
be.
best option for them.
Get on out. Don't even risk this. Like, it would not be the players that I know if they were to go for a round like this one. So holding on to these AKs, I said it was a better buy because of that plant, but it didn't look like a better buy once we were in the round. Hobbit goes down through the audacious maneuver. Nafany then tries to lurk into B and hope that nobody's home or nobody's paying attention. Well, guess what they are? And the Riders are up to double digits first. Looking very good here on Inferno.
Yeah, that was really good.
Simple stuff as well. Wasn't any. They didn't get flustered. It didn't have any concerns right there. So yeah, just handling this.
And I know it's easy when you're sitting here in the caster chair to kind of ascribe more value to things, but like the counter to the player's pistol with the util did feel like and the way they celebrated it implied they might have done their research and kind of got the number for that. But also here, you know, SunPayus emerging in that smoke, he just seemed to be very switched on as to what was on the other side of it. Good nade damage. Axile, a shadow of his former self at 3 HP. Might want to juggle that over to Hobbit.
It is another default here as well, right? Yeah. And they didn't get banana control early this time, so that's a bit of a difference maker. The smoke dropped top banana very, very deep, and this is hoping to force their hand over towards A. mopoz will push on down. Alex just rotated back to pick up some extra utility, I do believe. And as all this goes on, they're starting to turn their attention towards A. But I think that mopoz is the type of guy to go for a timing push here to try and flank them out when SunPayus and co are feeling pressure on the A bomb site. So let's keep an eye on that as we just hit that 1 minute mark.
Yeah, so Nafany knows it's a possibility and will at some point have to join his troops, his merry men. Can't believe Axel didn't opt to give him the rifle. Actually, that's a lie. He swapped out for the Galil.
Oh, we've all been there. We've all been there. I think his jump through key might be pretty close to G, guys.
Yeah,
so
I'd argue the same.
mopoz is falling back.
Well, he's safe just for now. So long smoke.
Is it a mid to B split? I think it is.
Be. Alex is going to have to reposition. SunPayus confirms they're not coming library side. Alex, 25. Oh, tight line he holds, and he might take two. Reese strafes out, doesn't clear his corner, and Axel gets the low HP frag. This gets awkward now. More so, with 14 seconds, mopoz needed a double. Deaths has found it now, but they're not going to be able to stop the plant. A 2v2 established, and util on Shiro. Davigi onto Nafany. This is the fight that determines how close and how much the Spaniards can say nothing. Nafany silences him. Deaths thinks better of it.
How they pull that one out, right? It looked pretty hopeless there. It looked very hopeless. Didn't feel like they had a good idea to go for a mid to B like that. You could see the players over towards the side. They retained banana control for quite some time, but eventually mopoz had to rotate back. Maybe overcooking the pooch, right? After getting that first kill through that deep CT line, going for a second really came back to bite them in the arse there, Riders. And it will just be Deaths holding on to this rifle. He can drop one, Alex can buy, Davigi the same. So as far as the purchase department goes, I think the Riders will be fine going into what will be round number 20. There you go.
Ooh.
On the board, first round here for the players in the second half. And
very convincing way to do it.
Yeah. Especially after the gun round they had just before that, right? Where they just got stumped by 2 opening kills. So a great way to get back into things here.
We got ourselves a real competitive game here.
Well, that's the thing, because it's going to start popping off soon where the retakes become mandatory, right? Right now, okay, we're still in the period of the game. We're still we're getting mid to late.
Like everyone lays down their rifles and says, we'll see you next round.
Yeah, but in about 3 to 4 rounds time, that will completely shift and teams will have to start going for retakes. So let's keep an eye on how this one trends. Deep banana molly there from Axel to dissuade. Here's the SunPayus AWP and doesn't see a lot. They're keeping them tail tucked and almost quick to the draw.
Easy there, Captain. Repeak, normally punished, but Nafany was just late on Boiler. He can reposition. He's responsible for shot, and they're going. They are just going. Davigi, big contribution as he finds one from Pit.
He must have been up on the balcony, right, to find that line. And here's an Alex push. There's 1.5. The bomb's loose. So's the round.
Oh, this is going to be a complete wipeout. 3 for SunPayus, but they take down everyone from players very early doors, and that is just redemption from the previous. It's going to put them right back down into the doldrums of this, well, unable to buy territory. 2 of them on 4K. This is the repeak onto Axel. Now, normally you'd be vulnerable to a boiler swing, but because of his proactive and speedy repeak, he manages to get away and leave with 3 frags. So he's feeling himself, and this is what the desk wanted. You can see what it means to him as well.
You really get to play your own game. Well, actually, let me try again. You really get to play Counter-Strike against players. Like, they let you play.
Yeah.
They don't disrespect you. Like, they'll actually, they playing so by the book that you get to play whatever version of Counter-Strike you want almost. Right? Unless it's hyper-aggressive, and then you're probably going to be pushing into defaults. But you could probably still have some well-orchestrated moves to find picks against their defaults.
How does that contrast to when you used to play against, like, Peak Astralis? Because they played the percentages. They played in similar to how players have kind of outlined how the game should be played. Did it feel the same? Did every team get to play against Astralis?
I don't think so.
Because they also had the mode where it's like, I'm going to run at you because I'm better.
Yeah, I think that Astralis probably had that little bit of extra flair that they believed in, right? And that's one of the question marks around players, especially on LAN. Like, they need some closers or some showstoppers, right? Like, Shiro can be that in the clutch. Axel, when he's having a big moment, traditionally we turn towards Hobbit. If Nafany's finding openings, then cool. But the thing is, that's where the next... If they're going to blossom into a beautiful butterfly on LAN, especially for arena games, they need somebody to be that showstopper or the closer or the big game player, right? And it's just words, but it's someone who's going to make a play that's outside of the box because you need that. Like, look at FaZe, for example. right? They'll have those individuals that will just shut down rounds with individual brilliance. You can have the high understanding of how to play team-based Counter-Strike, but eventually you'll need a miracle.
Look at this. We have got 9 of the 10 players in the server in one small square footage. There's a lot of backs turned, a lot of bodies dropped in both regards. And now they can flood out. They're not ready for apps. The gap exploited players with a coordinated take.
It's a bad one to lose.
A very bad one to lose. And at the real business end of our game, they had the resources here. I'm struggling to kind of process how that fell apart. Was it just the absence of the apartment's hold, I suppose?
Yeah, well, the fact that there was so much trading on middle, I guess it keep their attention turned. Yeah. So great stuff here from players, and they should be good for this round.
Should be.
mopoz, are you really going to give this a look, my friend? Your money's not great, mate.
I like the bait. If Inters just pokes his head up, it's GG, but...
Yeah, calling the save. They're out, they're out.
Okay. Wow, what a turnaround. Those are the rounds you dream of as a T-sider in a 11-9 scoreline. That is dreamy. After all of the hard work they put in, by they, I mean Movistar Riders, into exhausting the coffers and getting a gimme, this gimme has cost them a round.
Yeah, so
here we go, recap.
This is the thing, right? So Axel gets the first, they trade 2 back, but it's that Shiro shot, right? And then you have the 2 players coming through the apartment. So the fact they get so much out of middle with only 3 players right there is great. And just all that pressure applied. Now it has gone back and forth in the last 3 rounds, and this is where the turning point will come in. They had to save those guns to make sure their buy looks somewhat sustainable going forward. But players, again, are in a position to break them. Neither team is really able to build this big loss bonus. So there will be, well, still a couple more rounds of saves if this does continue. Banana Molly. Here's the pallet boost just to get a deeper line. And yeah, not hitting the mark right there. But all good in the hood. They're able to get away.
SunPayus has left a donation. And an early gamble could be misplaced here. SunPayus is hard rotated to the B-bomb site. It's just deaths. The resmoke's not bad. It might hold them at bay.
Yeah, not lurking through it right now. They're actually fully respecting this, and that's huge because, as you mentioned, only 2 players on the site and both spread out. So I don't know how they're meant to defend against this. Daviji's going to have to do something massive from this balcony pit position.
Oh, they're just clearing a banana now. They're going to be out of sync. They're just going to commit to this. They're going alongside deaths with only an MP9. What is he supposed to do? Util's done a lot of work. It means mopoz will be by library by the time they're up long. They're up long. Daviji needs a headshot on the first peak, draws attention. mopoz does convert somewhere from the gap in the smoke, but through the smoke comes Alex. That's bomb found. Daviji, another one from the mini pit. Round not over yet. 20 seconds. The bomb needs to be retrieved from long side. One good shot out of SunPayus ends the round here. Oh no, they got it. And they get away. They can't plan. It's just survival.
The miss.
Missed it just to the side of Inter's hip. And they'll let them know exactly what's happened there. Oh, that's a heartbreaker. There was so much on the line given the previous round as well. They are sent back to the Bronze Age, picking berries and taming sheep.
Oh, this is not going to be easy right now with the money situation. Players are about to take over this game here, I think, Alex. And you can see it. They're being patient. It's a good shot from SunPayus there, but the fact that Inters was up close and personal to get the trade, a mandatory trade right there, and even scoops back up the AWP on the way out the door. You hear them yelling at the tail end of that, and it's an important round, you're right, because of the economy.
Oh. Game on, folks.
Oh. Inters might have to be a little bit worried about this one. We'll nip away in the rotation back towards B. Deaths is, well, has a lot of information, but I think they know where he is. Has to peek, goes on down, and any of those issues I was worried about have been completely alleviated. But the B stack is still where Nafany's sniffing on out. Creepy Crawley on his way, Mac 10 in hand. A bit of space has been spotted now. Thrust forward, peppered and gone. They know that there's at least 2, maybe 3, and well, Axel will enjoy that. He's going to grab himself all 3 and Inters for the 4th onto Daviji. Bomb will get planted there. Didn't quite get the digits in for the...
Not for you.
Nah, maybe next round. As we get another Movistar Riders timeout. This is the 3rd of their batch. They just have 1 more remaining after this. Now their money Low end, 4.3 on deaths. High end, 5k on Alex, meaning if there was to be an AWP, it means Alex or daviG would go without a whole lot, right? It would be like a Jame drop of an AWP that we've seen Buster go for, or the Sanches of the past, where they just walk around with the weapon and they go, oh, I guess I just have to avoid all the nade damage, all the wallbang damage, make sure there's no Molotovs.
But like Jame and like SunPayus, there's always grounds for it in the sense that he did have a hero AWP round that they won with a 3k on his AWP, just like Jame.
But I think right here, the Riders understand what they're up against, right? They're almost, wow, they're not foregoing this round. They're only half buying, right? Next round, they know the loss bonus is going to be 2,900. They can get a full buy going into that. They're going to make this one interesting. You can see how much utility they've invested in. Plenty of smokes, couple of mollies.
I like it when we see a conservative buy at this stage in the competition, just because it's acknowledging that they do want to put up a fight, and they will. You know, these rounds are not easy to win, as players have demonstrated by winning one on their T side as well.
Some of the keys here to note as well, when the utility comes out from Riders early, for players it looks like a gun round, right? They're only really going to know it's pistols once they get into some of those biffs. And even if you were to find an MP9 first, then you could still be considering, wait, there could be M4s out here.
Well, util, you know, you're going to act under the assumption that it is all the beans. Oh, wow. mopoz didn't go down next to that half-wall smoke, but they are boosted. What are you going to do with this? Axel catches mopoz's aggression. And Alex's deagle is not long for this site or round. He just sticks around and takes one head, but the B site's open for business. Hobbert's even winning duels over on A short as well. So it's not quite gone to plan in terms of drawing it out and keeping them guessing. Mission not accomplished in that respect, and a nasty way for Pius to go down there.
Yeah, just not expecting them to be so aggressive without utility. And now the bomb will get scooped up, 35 seconds. daviG, if he can get an upgrade out of this, holding onto the armor and still the light utility he has would be fantastic going forward. Just gives him a bit more of a buffer for the tail end of the game. So just trying to sniff him out.
Have a little look. Nah, maybe not.
It's quite a pretty MP9.
It is. Matches the gloves.
Fuji.
Yeah. He's got a theme.
There is a... Maui was saying that just down the road there is a bit of it like a Japanese park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is it Japanese?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
On the left.
Yes.
Yeah.
I went for a little walk around there yesterday, actually, with Anders.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I had a lovely walk in the 20-degree heat.
It was beautiful yesterday, wasn't it?
Anders B loom.
Another nice day today.
Oh, we skipped.
It is
some
allergy
rocks.
season.
It is. I'm very fortunate, but I also fear the fact that your body can randomly just develop an allergy.
Yeah.
Like, that's just so weird. You could be like 30 years old, never had hay fever, and then you wake up like, why do I feel like a death?
Oof. Yeah, I don't have allergies either. I'm pretty lucky.
Yeah, very, very fortunate. I had one of my close friends at school had a sun allergy, which really is just essentially, you're allergic to life at that point.
That really sucks.
You know, like...
Can't go out during the day.
Well, I think he did. I think he just... You feel miserable and exhausted when there's direct sun.
Oh, that really sucks.
Yeah, it's like the opposite of like what humans need, you know?
Yeah. Yikes. Okay.
Like, shout out to Angus one time.
That's not very fun. All right.
13 to 11.
Oh, they got that AWP out for SunPayus, right? They saved for it, so let's see. Can they find that impact with it?
Smoke. It's fun to see that thrown from spawn. It does mean you can gamble an AWP early, even more so than normal. Oh, wow. nafany actually wants to fight this, and he's just standing there, braving this, hoping to catch the jump for info.
Ooh, that one sconed him.
Oh, but he is playing some proper calculated counter here.
It's important that he blocked that because where he was sitting is exactly where that molly's intended for. So, if they think it's close, nafany can punish here.
Pius won't be ready for this close swing. I don't suspect he's going to be able to track this shot. It's up to his teammates to keep him covered. The nade followed by the swing, perhaps. Oh, it's calculated, but the Spaniard delivers. mopoz, big frag onto nafany. Axel pays a heavy price as well, so Shiro and Axel are operating well under half health.
If they do just execute B, though, it would be the perfect call. It's currently just SunPayus there with that AWP and 3 points of health, right? So for him, it's going to get very hot under the collar as Hobbit continues to do what he does, right? This top-mid utility combo. He can molly under porch, he can smoke off long, and he can flash top-mid. They've actually parked Axel up very aggressively here. If they return to A, I feel like Alex Deaths and daviG got this.
Yeah, they should. They're in the right place for this. 30 seconds as the smokes will land. Hobbit worming his way up long, but they're going back to B. They are being naughty here, players. Very, very low time, but this is the perfect call. Axel was parked this entire time. SunPayus.
Oh, he's seen a lot here. He can call. The rotation can start coming.
Great catch onto Axel. Yeah, he
10
can
seconds,
kill now.
guys.
They are committing. If he gets one more, it's going to be GG. 5, 4. They can't plan, can they?
I don't think
punching in the digits.
I don't think there's time. Both of the teams have had a round like that this game.
I thought I just had a Spanish harosh there.
Maybe.
Maybe they were throwing it back.
Yeah.
Oi, oi, oi.
I
Revenge. I mean, you know what? That could probably. I think the ledger is equalized a bit here.
just need a couple of TKs out of players now, and I think we're almost leveled up.
Unforced errors on both sides, but that's
had all that power, and then he ran back across, and then comes back.
I don't think he suspected that that's what he was occupying. It was a funny one, and especially in our POV, it looked like he was in the sweetest of spots to exploit SunPayus' hold, but he just didn't know. And coming back through, I mean, I guess my brain was working overtime, because in my mind, he's seen Axel leave Banana. He's thinking,
is it A?
Careful, eh? You know? But I guess he then looks at the time and goes, no, wait. There's 10 seconds.
Where could they be
are
going?
they? Is there another bomb site I didn't know about?
Yeah, all right. Very curious game of Counter-Strike we have here for your Thursday afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. But that's the last Movistar Riders timeout used there. It's going to give Groove a chance to have a bit of a chat too, because it's getting odd. It's getting strange. Getting wild out here on Inferno. We do have Mirage up next, and Ancient if we need it as the third map. But this one, it's hard to separate who's going to be the winner, who's going to be the loser. If you want to get involved at home, use the hashtag ESL Pro League. Tweet at us. Let us know what's going on.
If you're making any May-Mays, send them over to the hashtag ESL EPL meme review. That's EPL MEME-REVIEW. Wow, we never spelt that and don't need to, so I'm never doing that again. Alex. Uh-oh, Alex has got a lot on his plate here. He might force Axel forward, courtesy of the flash, and mopoz to respond in kind. Nice work from him.
Pressure, it's coming.
No, you might have done enough, you know.
Up and over, look at this.
Oh, yeah, you're not ready for that, are you? Oh, here's it. Doesn't punish it. Nafany posted up. But a 4 versus 4.
They're able to get this space a lot, right? They're able to tuck across, but they don't do anything with it. So Nafany's
Don't generalize off of Axel's bad.
Well, they did it before with Nafany too.
True.
But now the space is taken, but Nafany's completely removed from the play. That's a very orky Momo.
Yeah, very orky indeed. They are in trouble. Nade onto Davy. Hold fast, hold your nerve. Nafany's walking into mopoz as well. I want to keep track of that fight. mopoz is actually beating him. That's perfect because nothing else remains. They will have to commit A. 28. What's happening here? What is happening here? Players just victims of the clock. I'm walking into the stacked site. Warning shots from SunPayus has led to his demise.
Oh,
and now
wallbang. Davy G, it's on you, mate.
Davy G tries to have a moment, and it works. I can't believe it works for the players. The shot onto SunPayus by virtue of the sound, not even the tracer fire. He silenced M4.
I think mopoz is going to consider this. You know, I said they have to stop saving at some point. A 1-on-2, a kit on his back, a smoke as well. He's giving it a crack here.
But what does he do with this crossfire? Like you can see how this goes.
If he smokes off pit, at least he can isolate a fight towards site.
Time is of the essence, and he does find Shiro not ready for Hobbit behind him. 14 and an AWP recovered. Hobbit does have to do it. 4 players there. 3 kills from him and a crucial one into opening up the site. Shiro hitting the nonsense wallbang.
Yeah, that's just doing his clears without even seeing anybody. So good stuff from Shiro there. But this is a classic players game, right? I would love if we could get Kasad and Yank on the desk to maybe elaborate a little bit more. But this team, right, they have a lot of matches. Don't let the Party Astronauts game confuse you, right? It's very rare that I feel like I see a Gambit stomp. Sorry, a player's stomp. It's traditionally just these guys grinding out games, right? Because they go for a lot of saves, they do the percentage plays, and that's why the scorelines tend to be in double digits against their opponents. And that's no question mark here as the Riders, they are down to just some pistols and peanuts. It's going to be the Swag 7 at Davy G, though. I can get excited about that.
You might have to get excited about that if you want to see them convert their map pick. You know, you're right in terms of, I think the desk should try and summarize with their beautiful knowledge as to why players games tend to feel like this. But for the Movistar riders, you know, you're going to be beating yourself up looking back at some of the rounds, some of the individual moves and maneuvers, how close you were to pushing players all the way.
Both teams have been a victim of the clock, right? Massively so. This is actually a well-timed push here from mopoz. If he keeps going, he could get a timing on a couple, and the Deagle at this range is still going to be potent. They will be slinking around the corner momentarily.
No one's looking. No one is looking.
Gotta
This
hit
was
the target.
dreamed shot. And SunPayus fills the feed with CZ. David takes down Shiro, and now players drop the ball. They fully fumble it. Hands coated in Bartoli. Oh, that is a slippery round. Maybe Inters can save the day.
Give us a 1-on-5 here,
He's
Inters.
going to, isn't he?
We love a good 1-on-5 around here.
He is actually going to win a 1v5. Oh, wow. Of course, SunPayus, who's done so much, has got the low HP. Death dispatch for A. Weapons to be retrieved, but 15 seconds. He has to go A. Surely if SunPayus sees nothing in 5, he has to start jogging back to the other side.
That's has this. There's no way. Because Inters doesn't know that somebody's close. He needs to plant safe. There it is. Yeah, you can actually breathe a sigh of relief. That right there should have been 15. It should have been 15. It was just light pistol upgrades and a mag 7. That right there was the 15th round for players. It was theirs to take.
It was all theirs, right in front of them.
SunPayus double. Oh, look at the lineup. Thank you very much.
And this is all, you know, how many times have we watched this? Players default or set up their executes. They've always got the flank covered. But this time, I think in the flustered moments of getting it all together, no one was paying attention. The one time they get punished for it, that is agonizing. Oh, there's more to this game, Chad. More to come.
Yeah, and look, we're still at that teeter point right here because both teams, as far as loss bonus goes, it's 1,900 into the next. So this is still anybody's game right now. Pressure towards long. SunPayus drops the molly, flushes Nafany forward in the Tech 9. It can't get it done. He was on his own. He was isolated. The attack's coming towards A. They have to go. Surely they have to go. Of course they don't.
Well, they're coming into SunPayus' domain. He's handled business more often than not, and not dry. Dry? Goodbye. 1 for 1.
Hobbit is hoping somebody over-rotates out of this position. It's powerful, right? He can get the players rotating in or out of the A bomb site, but look how stalled out this is. You've got top mid control, you've got halls control. There's still 3 players here, and they're still in very, very passive positions, back of sight, in the pit, ready to smash this away. I feel like there has to be an element of this for players where they're discussing a save, because remember, 1,900 loss bonus into the next.
Yeah. But knowing players, this is a 3v4, they turn around somehow. Hobbit sitting duck for Davigi to pluck. They're going to lose it all. They're going to lose everything. The sound cue's drawing their attention. Their head is just on a constant swivel. He elevates for a nice triple. Buena. Is that what they're saying?
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I like that they're yelling.
I'd had just the fundamentals. Let me open my little Spanish translation. It means good.
Okay, nice.
Believe it or not.
So similar to nice. Yeah.
Good.
All right. Okay, well, we're learning today. You come on in today, we're doing Spanish lessons.
Buena. And nice is agradable. Okay, I'm going to come back to that.
You gonna try that one again?
I think I might. Hang on.
Maybe listen to how that one's pronounced in the break. This is going to be the last timeout for players now, so no timeouts remaining for either side. And as I mentioned, the cash situation is horrible. Next round is 2,400. They're going to have to take, like, a full eco. They're only going to be able to invest very, very lightly. I'm talking 500 smackaroos max. And even then, it might be breaking the bank, because you just got paid. It's the start of the month. Rent's gone out. You bought yourself a brand new chair.
Oh, yeah.
And now you're having ramen and soup.
And beer is cheaper than water. In some parts of the world.
Yeah, definitely in Cologne.
Yep.
Okay, well, 3 P250s, a flash, and a smoke, which has already been used.
Can you manufacture any way this turns into a bomb plant?
Well, they did it before, right?
Exactly.
With just Glocks.
We couldn't do it before, but they did it. So let's see if they could do it again. They could really, really do with 800 each.
They're doing the same plan. The same play, right? Banana with the flash. If they can get top banana control, ooh, are they going half wall flash? They're trying to catch someone off guard. No one caught off guard. They have to just run in now.
Yeah, here we go. Charging into the flash and incendiary combo will hold you at bay. Might as well rotate deaths over. Even a boost for good measure. They won't let this slip. Looking like 15 and first opportunity.
Couldn't have lined up any more perfect, could they? Trying to get the jiggle. just through the box, and they're all done and dusted. Call it 15. Movistar Riders in the lead, and one more round to get this done in regulation.
I can't believe it's gone this way. It really did feel like a foregone conclusion at one point for players to convert.
All right, guys. Well, get your Keck W's in the chat if you think this one's going to overtime, and get your wide Peepo happies if you think that the Movistar Riders are going to take this in regulation in 30. Now, if we do go 15-15, quick ad break, we come back, MR3, 12.50. Wait, what was it? 12.5. 12.5. 12.5 is the cash money, not 12.50. Away we go. Another slow default spread approach here.
Dorping, potential to be exploited if we lose his supporting cast. Alex is the partner to Mopoz's crime.
There's no AWP on the other side here of Shiro to go toe-to-toe, so that's something to keep in mind here as well. Just waiting out the early protocol utility, holding on to a lot of their smoke still. Well, 3 remaining right now. As one just gets thrown out towards long. Hobbitt's going through the paces, basically been dry running this every single round.
He's even got a decoy to keep it interesting. Whoa, there he goes. Double flash. They've kept mopoz and Alex set up.
Oh, it's going to be a big exec. If SunPayus pushes and takes top mid control, deaths can cheat B. But right now, it's on Alex and mopoz to lock this down. And they will have to go for it, Riders, if they lose the site. So this is all in on the B play. 50 seconds left, and I think we're about to go.
Counter utility, they will push through. Mopoz needs to hit something now and does deliver. Head of the snake, he chops it. 2 found, 1 slips pull, but he commits to the cross. He knows he can keep the rest caged if it doesn't get swung on. Good flash. He's going to get swung if Axal's not ready. They lined up for him. Shiro caught low on the spray. Bomb to be planted. We got a 3v3. They're low, and Death puts one even lower. Axal's gone. Shiro finds his weapon of choice, but with 25, he has to get that bomb down. That's a priority. Rotate in. Pius in CT. Bomb planted on the corner. Molly buys a safe passage for it. Util sails through the sky. Inter still has vision to support. Last round of regulation here. Shiro's low HP could come back to haunt him. He does have a flash. Inter's likely has to do a lot here. SunPayus just going to provide the overwatch. He's not closing the gap yet. Util on damage. Oh, damn, that's a shot now, Shiro, to save his team, to extend play to overtime. 1 versus 3. Bait, switch. Oh, and that's a good shot, but not enough. Daviji's got it, and so have the Movistar Riders. 16-14, a regulation finish, and players humbled. Go to our second map. There's more to come from the series, but players starting to see that red alert. Movistar Riders have taken their pick, and that will definitely get under the skin of players. Speaking of